these blinds are like, they're fantastic. It's just that simple. So after installation, you could turn it on. There's a little switch right here, and then plug in. If you need to plug in, if you have the solar panel, which I do, you would basically just plug it in here, and then you would be golden. Now, I should mention that if you need to, there are a few things you can do with this button right here that you would need to hold for a few seconds for it to do something. Like if you were to set up matter, you would need to hold this for a few seconds, so that's the button behind it. So do keep that in mind. Now the remote comes pre-programmed, so all you need to do is put in the batteries and you're good to go. I put in my own labels, so this is for the master bedroom, so it says Master Blinds on it, just so I know, because I got a couple other ones. But basically you have the user mode right here, and then you have a dip switch that goes to the admin mode, and then you have a few buttons here, and I'm going to show you guys how to adjust the limits. So right off the bat, if I push this down, it's actually going to go touch the ground more than I want it to go. So I want to adjust that limit. So what I need to do is I need to put it in admin mode. And the instructions manual tells you how to do this. Then I basically hit the up button right here. And then it goes up and one down. Okay, that's perfect. That's where I want it to be. So you basically set your position. So in my case, again, I want it to go right there. That's perfect for me. Then I basically hold this down arrow button. It's hard to see in the camera, but it's like a little down arrow button. So I basically just hold that for 2 seconds. And then that's it. So now, by the way, I have to put it back in user mode. My bad. Okay, so now when I put it all the way down, it's actually just going to go stop right there. And then it would be the same thing for the, in the up position. I already like its up position, but basically you would hold down this up button once you set it to the position that you want. So you can also adjust the speeds of the blinds. There's 3 different speed settings. So by default, it's actually on the slowest one. And the way you do that is, if you want to increase the speed, this is already at the fastest one. You hold the pause and the up arrow at the same time for 2 or 3 seconds. So it's going to go up and down 3 times. And that tells me it's at the fastest speed. So if I push it up, this is basically the fastest speed. If I wanted to go a little bit slower, I hold the pause and the down button for 2 seconds. Now it's going to go up and down twice. Now this is on the medium setting. And then if I do it again, pause and the down button, it's just going to jog once, which tells me it's on the slowest speed setting. So we're gonna set up Matter. Now you do need a Matter hub. That could be an Apple TV, the last one, last generation. It could be the newer HomePods by Apple. It could be a specific device that's dedicated for that. It could be an Eero device. So there's a bunch of devices that can be used as Matter hub. So basically you hold this button for 5 seconds. It's gonna jog twice. Okay, so now it's ready for Matter. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to press plus over here. I'm gonna say add accessory. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan the Matter code that this thing came with. And then I'm gonna click add to home.
12 seconds later.
I will put bedroom. I'll click continue. I'm gonna change this to master, master bedroom. I'm gonna click continue. I'm gonna click continue and I'm gonna click done. So once you get it set up, this is what it looks like inside the Apple Home app, and you could literally control it by just tapping and it goes to that position. You can open it, close it all the way. You can control it with your voice. I won't say the magic keywords. I'll just hold down this button and say it. Open master blinds. So now it's going to open it, and because it's inside this, I can actually add automation. So this gives me the battery level, whether it's charging or not. Right now it's not charging because there's not enough sun to get solar. And I could basically have added automation that at sunset it closes and at sunrise it opens. So you could literally click add automation. You could say if people leave or not leave, and there's basically a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll just say time of day, and we'll change it to, I don't know, I'll say 11:23 p.m. I'm gonna click next, and then you could literally set it to the position that you want. So I could say, okay, I want mine to be basically closed at 11:23 p.m. daily, and I'm gonna click done. And so now I just added automation. So it's very convenient because if you're going to sleep, you can have it closed, and in the morning for sunrise or at a certain time, you can have it open so you could wake up a little easier. It helps, the sun helps me wake up easier basically. So very, very convenient. So I got two different versions. I got the standard roll and I also got the reverse roll. So the standard roll is closer to the window, and the reverse roll is kind of like a waterfall where it's closer up and it's kind of comes from here. Now the advantage of the reverse is that it kind of sticks out more, where it won't touch. If you have a handle like this one, it won't actually touch it, but this is actually a standard and it just about doesn't touch this. So it just about clears this, and I actually kind of prefer the standard just because it actually gets a little bit darker, so it actually didn't touch it at all. Just because it's a little closer to the window. When it's reversed, it's sticking out just a bit more, so there's a little more sunlight coming out from the side, so keep that in mind. So I'll show you guys the reverse roll right now. And this is the other one that has the reverse roll, so it comes out more like the waterfall style where it's actually away from the window as much as possible. So the advantage here is that it will clear any door handle. So this handle is a little bit thicker than the one in the other room. So I was like, it's probably safer if I get the reverse roll. However, the disadvantage of the reverse roll is that there's slightly more light coming from the sides. Now they did have light blockers and things like that, but I wasn't specifically interested in that. I just wanted it to just basically be this. Now it still pretty much makes the room fairly dark, but if it was closer to the wall, it would make it even darker. So basically, so keep that in mind essentially. But for clearing, you know, the handles and things like that off patio doors, it does a fantastic job of that. It literally doesn't touch. It's kind of like, it's almost, you gain at least like an extra inch or two like away from the wall, maybe an inch and a half or something like that. And yeah, I mean, you still get a lot of, you know, but you could tell like there's a little bit more light coming from here. Obviously those windows are open, but it's like a little more light. So it's a little more noticeable. So keep that in mind when you're, you know, checking it out. But overall, I mean, These things are fantastic, especially what I replaced it with. It's crazy because, by the way, this is the largest size that they have, literally the largest width that they have. But the blinds that I replaced it with, like, it would take up, so if I personally like a lot of sunlight to come in the home. And so part of the reason why I didn't like my existing ones was that even when it was fully open, like, it would still be taking up like this much space. So even though some light would go through that, but most of the light would come from here. But now that it's fully open, there's more sunlight coming in, especially in the other room where it was actually taking up a lot more space. And now the room is even more sunny, which I personally love. And the fact is, again, you can automate this stuff. You could control it with your phone. You don't even have to be home to close it or open it. And yeah, I mean, I love these blinds, and it's not bulky. It's not like it's smooth. The only wire that shows is the solar panel wire, and honestly, this is even optional. I don't even have to put this. I could literally not put this and it'll be even a cleaner look. But as it is, it's already super, super clean. Literally wireless, there's no wires. There's no like, oh, I have to like move this down or spin it or anything like that that's dangling. If, you know, kids are my kids don't play with it all that much, but I have nephews and nieces and stuff. Sometimes they come, they like to pull on stuff. And so the fact is, there's nothing to pull on right now because all the wires are basically gone. And it also adds to a more clean, just an overall better look. So I'm really, really happy, like amazingly happy with these smart blinds. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. And as always, smash that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one.